Okay, hi guys, welcome to Football with Brownie. Hope you're well, keeping safe, keeping each other safe and spreading that love right across the big, big bad world of ours. Now, just thought we'd do a little transfer show with our good friend Tom. Mr. Tom, how are you doing, man?
I'm not bad, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you for joining. I
No problem.
people who remember these kind of shows before, I absolutely hate transfer shows. I'll be honest with you. But when I was in Spain before, I was working for the local media, and I always had the heads up. So people who don't know, this channel was the first English media platform, including the MSN, to have Messi transferred to PSG, Ronaldo to Man United. Who
The
else?
second time.
Second time, yeah, because it
Yeah.
was hours before he was meant to go to Man City.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Sergio Ramos to PSG, and it was another one. Or the Mbappe contract, in which he stayed then at PSG. Anyway, Tom, let's go. Let's have a bit of a chat. Few transfers have happened. Bit of gossip. Where do you want to start?
Oh, I will say I understand your reservedness to not want to discuss transfer rumour as such, because it's the main reason I've not done a league show on a Sunday night since the end of the season. Is because a lot of what goes on during the Euros is just to fill up space in the newspaper or to keep clicks online. So most of it is not true.
Well, you know yourself. I have been banging a drum that this transfer window is going to be dead. I've been banging a drum, and I'm still a firm believer of that. Still a firm believer of that. I think FFP have killed this window. But I agree with you. People like Fabrizio Romano and sports editors, they still need to be in a job. They still need those clicks, which generate the income for either themselves or the media company in which they work for. And that's where the bullshit comes from.
Yeah, no, you're right. I imagine most people don't get up in the morning and go, right, let's peddle some lies today. But there are some things that get put out there which are not true. And I don't know where to even start with why you would print it, other than the obvious reason to get it clicked on so they can look at. It's all unintended. Like, the way they make money, I know you know this, but the way they make money is basically every time you scroll through a paragraph where basically they list a player's life story before it actually tells you the thing that was in the headline, there are adverts. Yeah. And each of those adverts are what pays the person that has put it out there. So when people go, how do they make money on this? That's how they make the money. I know you know this, but...
Yeah. And another thing as well, Tom, right? Because I do a broader kind of picture with regards to football media or football content. I do content on many clubs. I do know, after doing it for so long, what I do know is that certain clubs will generate more clicks than others. And I'm not just talking about Premier League, because I know Leeds, doing something on Leeds will generate more clicks than doing something on Crystal Palace or something.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not just even as a Leeds fan. It's factually true. The reason, like, for example, I'm sure you know of it. There's a podcast called Second Tier Podcast.
Yeah.
It's out there. But basically, if you look through their timeline, in any given day, if they make 10 tweets, 5 of them will involve Leeds United because, again, that drives engagement. Because without being arrogant or horrible, Leeds United have a bigger fan base than probably the bottom half of the Championship combined.
Well,
not factually right, but that's the thinking behind what you get when you put stuff out there with Leeds on it.
Absolutely. Well, the only social media platform at the moment, because of issues, who is paying me at the moment is Facebook. You know that.
Right.
And today I thought myself, I'm bored of the European Championship hangover now. So I looked back on my previous videos, and I done a first regurgitated, I think that's the word, isn't it?
Regurgitated.
I'm rubbish with English, man. I'm rubbish with English, right? Anyway. Done that story. Started that story was I looked at the views and 1.7 million, the Leeds one with the guys going around in the small car. I done that again.
Yeah.
Because I knew it would call. That's how I get paid on Facebook.
Yeah.
The chat, Dave. Long time no see, my friend. Yeah. I don't know if you probably you Dave, but yeah, I'm getting here. My friend. Hope you're well. Hope the family as well.
Hey, Dave.
Oh, okay. Right. Let's talk about a few things which been happening in the last 24, 48 hours.
Some interesting stuff.
We'll go with Sky Sports. I don't like Sky Sports, but they were top. They were top of the right. Okay. Lenny Yoro to Man United. What's your feelings on this, man?
I think it's another basically new ownership.
Do you have any feelings at all or not?
Not really, but objectively, it does scream that they've overpaid for a player yet again. Because that's their business motto, isn't it? We overpay for average footballers, and hope that it gets us closer to Manchester City, and it never does.
Yeah.
I've never heard of the player. I'm not saying that to be derogatory to him. Just more the case of I've not really followed what he's done or anything like that. Which isn't say I'm not the czar of European football that I once was. Let's just say in the 90s. But again, it just screams of probably worth 30, and they've paid 50 to make sure they get him. Which is a trend of that club over the last sort of 10, 15 years. I did make contact with my former pals for today. The first time former pals in Madrid in the media over there. For the first time I've spoken to them for nearly 3 years. Oh, yeah. Because this Lenny Yoro interests me because Real Madrid were kind of pushing it, but I think they may have had United's fucking pants down, if I'm honest with you regarding it. It really does sound like that is the case. The thing with Real Madrid... sorry, go on, mate. Well, Lenny Yoro have got 1 year left on his deal, right? With Lille, 1 year left. Now, by all accounts, Real Madrid, because they try to bully Lille by saying, "Look, you got 1 year left. The maximum we'll go is 30 million. That's a maximum." Or they even told his agent, "Look, wait another year and we'll get you on a 3. For people who have looked at Real Madrid's recent transfer kind of business, they've waited for people to go on a 3. Mbappe, Camavinga, Yeah.
That's what they do now. But no, I think Lenny Yoro mouthed off so much, he realised that he can't go back to Leo.
Yeah.
And that's where Man United come in with what, 62 million in it, or 62 million euro, round about
it's in
55
euros, yeah.
million quid.
Yeah.
55 million quid on an 18-year-old who didn't make an appearance in the Euros.
I mean, this is one of those deals where basically, like you say, he's talked himself into a situation where he can't show his face at that club when they go back for pre-season training. So he's got to go somewhere. And Real Madrid are like, that's fine. You sit and wait a year and then come and join us. It would be lovely. Man United have heard wind of this, and all they need to do is go, we'll give you 31 million quid. Or even if they want to be more ruthless, we'll give you 29. Basically, because you know what I'm getting at. But essentially, Man United have done classic Man United in this situation. They've gone, we're one of the richest football clubs in the world. We're going to pay you 20 million more than you asked the other team for. Even though the other team have basically said, we're not going to pay it, regardless. We'll just wait.
It's mental. It's mental. I thought this kind of business with United, we're gone. This Ineos, something tells me they bad people, man.
I get a feeling it's not one of their. This seems to be a deal that was in the making for a while, I imagine. I can't imagine, you know what I mean? Like, it'd be like you've done your due diligence and you found this place is being run really badly. And it's considered to be run really badly, just they make money in spite of themselves in reality. But for an elite football club, they're run quite ineptly in terms of like transfer business and things like that. But it just feels like the regime. I can't imagine. Sorry, I get back to my initial point. I can't imagine they see how they did business. The previous regime were doing business, and then thought, you know what, we're going to do exactly the same thing. That must be a holdover. It must be something. I mean, I don't really want to defend them, but how can you see that being done? Think it's done really badly, and then do it again yourself?
Yeah, I think you're spot on, mate. To be honest, I think you're absolutely spot on. And if you look at social media, the amount of people, United fans, who seem to think Ineos are in control of a club. They only have what, 25%. Since when do you hold 25% of a football club and you own it? Basically, in my opinion, and it has been for a while, is that the Glazers realise their faces are toxic. They sold 25%, allowed Ineos to run apparently the football side of things, although Ineos did give the admin staff a bloody P45s just a couple of weeks ago. And it's like they're doing a bad work for them. Now, this is a prospect and a highly rated prospect by all accounts, but it's a very, very expensive prospect. Very expensive prospect.
Yeah. Like, and how else do you put it? You don't gamble 50 million. Like, 50 million has to work. Like, Man City are on a financial plane where, in football terms, they can afford to basically go, oh, if this transfer doesn't work, we'll just buy the next highly rated player next season to replace him.
Yeah.
I mean, before the rules sort of changed around that is generally how they operate. That's how Chelsea operate for years. Basically, with their managers, if the manager don't cut it, we get a new one. But even more ruthlessly. Just feels like you got to know what you're spending your 50 million on, and it feels like they don't. I definitely don't. Like, I'm not acting like I know this player's good or bad.
I know. I'm the same. You got these people who do FIFA and they accept whatever FIFA ratings and everything. Look, I haven't watched this kid. Good luck to him. But it's a fucking risk, mate. It's a big risk.
It very much feels like he's probably at best 30 million player that don't get me wrong, I'm going to hypocrite myself here, and I'll tell you why in a second. But he feels like 30 million player that they've paid 50 for, and that unless he performs at a 50 million pound level, again, I don't know what that means, but I'm sure you all have an idea in your heads, even if I don't. If he doesn't perform at a 50 million pound level player, he's going to be considered a flop, even though really he's not a 50 million pound player. Because they have overpaid. The player doesn't know what he's worth.
People in the chat, what do you think about Lenny Yoro transfer? Let's few comments. On Moss, is it? Is this Moss's other account? I think, yeah.
Yeah, that is Moss.
I keep on forgetting. Hit the like button, guys. Much appreciated. Thanks, Moss.
Hello, Moss.
He goes on to our next story. Mason Greenwood, Marseille.
I was going to say that is basically, you know, all the money they've overpaid for. What do you call him? YOLO?
Yeah.
Sorry, Yoro. Sorry, rude me. I'm thinking of the guy from Stoop, Lolo. Anyway, yeah. Sorry, I don't want to get cancelled. Okay. Basically, the money they've overpaid for Yoro, I get that right. Anyway, the money they've overpaid for him has been supplemented by Mr. Greenwood.
I think they may have to do a big transfer to balance the books. There are claims they want to do a couple more transfers. I know Delit. Oh, wow. You know my opinions on that guy, but he's not going to come cheap. I think it's going to be something's around the corner. Because they will need to balance the books. Rashford go in, Fernandez go in, maybe. There's something around the corner.
You could be right. But one misconception that I do fall into is people assume that the PSR rules only relate to transfers. Like, I think there's an assumption that if you spend 30 million on a player, you have to sell a player for 30 million, or you have to get 30 million in sales. That's not necessarily true. At the elite, it's basically the club income, isn't it? And the money you spend. Obviously, the biggest expense for a club is obviously player wages and transfer fees. Of course, that's the biggest expense. But in terms of the income, it could be anything.
Well, that's why Everton got done on the second time, wasn't it? That's where Everton got done. It was interest on the loans in which they had for the stadium.
Yeah.
Jamie. Hi, Jamie. Hope you're well. Sheffield United man.
Hey,
Richard. Hope you're well, my friend. Hope you're well, Rich. And I see your boys' channel is getting better and better as well. Gaz's Munch. United know he's going to Madrid, but they'll sell him 5 years. When I spoke to my mate in Madrid, apparently it was requested, but they didn't accept it. But if Real Madrid come in with an offer in a year or two time, that they'd have to. They wanted that clause. Euro wanted that clause in a contract, but it didn't. It wasn't accepted.
Not surprised.
The fact that he's worth over 50 million is awful. It's going to be Fernando Torres over. Look, good luck to the kid. Do you know what I mean? But there's a lot of pressure now. There's a lot of pressure. And is he even good enough at the moment to get into the first team?
That's the thing, Brownie, with English football culture and the media and the way the media, basically, unless he is excellent from the off, it'll be like trying to roll a snowball uphill kind of thing. It's
no, I get it.
Terrible analogy, but
your analogies are terrible. No problem. Savino City. I don't know that one, mate. I don't know. We'll just MM, Miss Molina, hope you're well.
Hello, Miss Molina. I did get a breaking news alert on that transfer, to be fair, but I know nothing about him.
Go on then.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. If he walks into my house, I wouldn't be able to tell you it was him. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure he's a fine player because Man City tend not to spread. I believe it's about £33 million, which for Man City is nothing,
Well,
obviously. But for most clubs, it is quite an outlay.
How do you spell it? His name? Hang on. Savino.
I'll tell you what.
Hang on.
Man City. I can tell you the answer to that question.
Brazilian kid, yeah?
Yeah, that is. Moss was right. That is how it's spelled. Savino.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll do.
Allegedly, it is.
Unfortunately, the first one was the Guardian, so we have to read the Guardian for a moment. 30 million from Girona. Obviously, Girona being Man City's other club. 5-year deal.
That's a great point you make. Do you know what? Apparently, they've ruled that Girona. Sorry, Brownie, go on, mate.
Go on. No, go on.
No, apparently there was a ruling that Girona can play in the Champions League because obviously there are supposedly rules that stop people owning the same club being in the Champions League. Now, I don't know why that rule exists because if you're going to tell me that, I think it also applies to Manchester United. I want to double check it just so
it does.
Why does that rule exist?
It does. Basically, they were worried that they'll ensure that one team would just basically on a result, very much like bloody betting, I suppose.
No, I get that, but I get why it supposedly exists, like in practice, but in reality, why does it exist? Because all the teams that are owned by other teams are qualifying for the Champions League or Europe or whatever, and UEFA just sat there going, "Yeah, this is fine. It's not a breach of our rules at all," when it literally is.
The thing is, UEFA probably looked at the cost of going to court against Man City and Man United and other clubs. They thought, no, because let's be completely honest, it's probably breaking freedom of movement and competition rules. It probably is at one point, isn't it?
Oh no, I agree. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't think the rule should exist in this guise. Like, Girona should not be expelled from the Champions League because they qualified for it. That's not my issue. My issue is why even have it in the first place to have hello Ryan and BX.
Hi, Ryan.
To have not so much to get on my soapbox about it, but it's like, why publicise the amount of clickbait articles that came up last season? Man City might not even be when Girona were top of La Liga and Man City were second. They were like, under UEFA rules, Man City can't qualify for next season's Champions League. And it's like, it's laughable that you'd even put that in writing. It's laughable to think that would happen.
Switch that over to Man United, and Sir Jimbo.
Yeah,
he's only 20. He's a minority shareholder of Man United officially, only 25%. So, technically he's not in control of two clubs. IBX, hope you're well, my friend. Okay. Let's have a look at the others here. Right, I tell you, hang on, because you're a Leeds fan, mate. Let's share this because you're a Leeds fan. because I know you were worried about it. Previously, MOT Leeds website, I'm presuming. So
Usually are.
transfer. Right, Dan Plumley have insisted that Leeds are generating big amount of cash in the current transfer because of player sales. Now they need to, Tom, don't they? Because of FFP in the Championship, I'm assuming.
Well, yeah. I mean, to be fair, selling Glenn Kamara for 8.5 million is a good bit of business. A portion of that is supposedly going to go to Glasgow Rangers as a sell-on, I believe. But also, not bad. Having a player for a year in the Championship and making a near 4 million profit. We only paid 5 million for him, so that's not bad. But we had Cresswell going to Toulouse for 4 million,
and Gray,
which is
obviously.
not bad. Yeah. Oh, Archie Gray is a great deal. Don't get me wrong. It's sad to see
Archie Gray to Tottenham.
Yeah, multiple generational player for Leeds, obviously with his family, but we got 40 million
FFP
plus a player.
Well, he seemed to be put to bed. I'm assuming now.
I think the assumption is that's not going to be the only outgoing. So,
yeah, you're probably right.
I fully expect Wilfried Gnonto to depart. Somerville might. It's hard to say what's going to happen, but I expect a lot of people are going to leave, like last year. The only difference is a lot of the players that went out last year are now back, and basically none of them really pulled up trees anywhere last year. So clubs are more reluctant this year to go, "Oh, we'll take you on." It's like, no, we really need to have a go at this. So why don't you try getting us out of the Championship?
Do you think they can do it this year or next season, mate?
I don't want to sound arrogant about it, but I think it's not unfair to say this is probably the best year for a team that never got promoted in the first season to have a good crack in the second season, because Luton have won the relegated teams, and Luton obviously spent most of their money on their new stadium. Like they're rightly spending on it. Like, I'm not saying it's wrong how they're doing this. You should put the future of your club before like immediate trying to get promotion and things like this.
Absolutely, especially with Luton. I mean, Luton went down and down and down and down not so long ago. Went out of the league at one point, and used to be owned by your fans until very recently. So their mindset is survival. Benefit the club. Don't risk anything.
Yeah. Any of their real superstar players, and I say that loosely considering it's Luton, any of their real quality players have been snapped up already, like Ross Barkley at Villa, for example. Yeah. So you're not going to get the same Luton team you saw last year in the Premier League. You're probably not even really going to get the same Luton team you saw get promoted. And I really don't mean to sound dismissive of Luton, but it is nice to know that we've not got three other teams like ourselves coming back down. So, as said, I expect Sheffield United to do good. I expect Burnley to be strong as well. The fact of the matter is, it's still realistically three teams going for two spots again.
Stephen Hawking, no, only kidding. Hawkwind, hope you're well, my friend. Hope you're well. Ryan saying Team USA behind your club Leeds, obviously.
God, not.
Villa doing some good work. But I tell you what, you about Sheffield United. My man, Kiefer Moore. I thought he'd be coming back to Cardiff, but he's gone to Sheffield United. I loved it, mate. I loved Kiefer Moore, I'm telling you. Brilliant.
This is why I think they're going to be a dangerous side in the Championship. I know it sounds laughable because of how they play in the Premier League, but in the Championship, they are like Superman. compared to everyone else.
Well, he was a missing
Realistically.
ingredient to Ipswich. Once he went to Ipswich in the January transfer window, they really kicked on then, and they got that additional automatic place, you know.
Yeah.
Whatever transfers. Anything else, guys, in the chat? Anyone else? Anything? I tell you what. Before we do end it, because it was always going to be about half an hour, because Tom have got a wrestling show on his channel. Guys, if you're on Facebook, YouTube, I done a video about TalkSport, right?
I watched that video about an hour ago.
What do you think about it? Because I've got my rule nowadays is don't go back against comments. Try not to, but this one guy triggered me.
I read it.
Okay, basically, yesterday, TalkSport presenters had a go at the Enzo Fernandez issue, but they're absolute hypocrites. One who's a Chelsea fan, forgot about John Terry, and the other one who's a Man United fan forgot about the issue Mason Greenwood. I don't know why, but TalkSport have completely gone from their core base, which is the working man, the white van man. And now they're trying to become a patronising, middle-class fucking sports station, and it's pissing me off, Tom.
Yep. I mean, I like Simon Jordan, but I peg him in as what you're describing, in that it's funny watching him dismantle Martin Keown in an argument, but that sort of tone is what their station actually is in general. It's basically bullying someone of a lesser status, of a lesser intellect.
I think the other presenters are looking at that Simon Jordan and the numbers he's bringing, and they're just trying to be Simon Jordan 2.0. And they're failing badly. Okay, let's finish off. Villa, Rafinha. Is that right, Tom?
Why are you trying to upset me, Chris Nix?
Hi, Chris. Hope you're well, bro. Tractor Boys. Right. Onana, Everton. I don't rate him, mate, to be honest. Everton fans don't rate him. Can't get in the Everton team. 50 million. Back pocket. Thank you very much. That helps with the FFP. Casper signed for Celtic. What Casper? Schmeichel? You and Casper, I know.
That is. Do you know Casper Schmeichel hates Leeds United? Genuinely true. Do you know why he hates Leeds? Because he was our goalkeeper for 1 year. He was a good goalkeeper.
He was on loan at Cardiff. I loved him on goalkeeper.
Well, all we did, I say we, like I was part of it. The Leeds fans had a song about him. Basically, the punchline of the song was basically, your dad's a CUNT, but you're all right. Because obviously his dad played for Man United. That really upset him. And a year later, after a year, he fucked off to Leicester, and everyone knows how that went.
Right,
but it's like, they picked on my dad. It's like, you did not understand the essence of the song at all.
I loved him at Cardiff. He was only on loan for 3 months. Brilliant keeper. As a youngster, he was still at Man City. And last comment of a night. Argentina need to wake up, ban. Yeah. I don't really want to go into the actual issue. I'll be completely honest with you. Other people can make their comments. I just don't want to be involved, if I'm honest with you. No, I got no opinion on it. You guys make the comments, have a debate, leave me out of it. But this one guy triggered me because basically I said some people thought it was racist. Some people thought it was just factual, done in a song. That's all. That's all. I don't want nothing to do with it, but this one guy. Right, anyway, on that note,
Sorry, I have one question about it. Not to judge it, just so I'm more factually aware of what happened. Was it, from the video, was it sung at the World Cup final or at the Copa America final?
No, it was. I know the song, and it's been a song of Argentina fans for at least since the last Copa America, if I'm honest with you.
Right, okay.
But the wording has changed. So since the World Cup against France in the final, the wording has changed. Because the first wording was about Neymar. Now they've changed it to Mbappe.
Right, okay.
You know? Anyway,
Okay.
on that note, we're going to knock it on the head because, Tom, promote your show. You got a show coming up?
Well, yeah, basically, I'm talking the grappling, the wrestling with my crew of wrestling fans. Some of them are not wrestling fans, but they just like the stupidity of it. Anyway, so if you like things, stats and facts and things and nonsense stuff and things, come over to the Full Nelson podcast. Spelled FOOL. I mean, I could put the link in, but I'd have to go and find the link and I'd have to do it. It's fine. It's fine. If you're not already subscribed to it, you're probably never going to be. It's all right. It's fine. It's fine. I'll sleep the same way at night like I usually do, with my upside down in my bat cave. But anyway, it's fine.
No
seriously, thank you for having me on, Brownie.
Yeah, hey, thank you, mate. And guys in the chat, thank you very much. This is going to be quite regular kind of thing. I hate transfer rumors, but I know you guys do love it. Okay, until next time, adios.